Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to Four Guys in a Bar podcast, sponsored by Chiefs Blitz and presented by Dave Purdy with Supreme Lending. For your mortgage solutions, call Dave today at 816-405-5831. That's 816-405-5831 because he's pretty good. Here's your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome to the Super Bowl edition of Four Guys in a Bar, presented to you by Chiefs Blitz. I'm your host, Nick Athan, along with my producer, Hense Todd, who never said quit, always believe, never surrender, partner here, who kept me calm in the fourth quarter and overtime as the Kansas City Chiefs had a thrilling 25-22 victory, giving them back-to-back Super Bowls. Before we get started, I do want to talk about our corporate sponsors. First up, the man of the hour, Mr. Eric Hense with the Eric Hense Group. If you're looking for someone who's going to take care of you in getting a real estate house, finding a house, selling a house, as he has done for me, he helped us find a house, me and Mr. Chiefs Blitz. It's been an amazing experience. He's helping Hense find a property. You want someone you can trust, especially when the phone rings at midnight and said, hey, I want to look at this house. I need you to set up an appointment first thing in the morning. Eric's the kind of guy that would make sure it gets done. So give him a call at 816-729-3785. That's Eric Hense with the Eric Hense Group. And with that, we are back talking about the Kansas City Chiefs' thrilling victory over the
proud sponsor Chiefs who.
And the proud sponsor of Chiefs who.
You leave me on mute.
Guys,
I was in the penalty box again.
I mean,
I'm sorry, Nick.
It's all right. It's all right. You know, guys, it's almost midnight. Half Kansas City's drunk. The game goes into overtime. We debated whether to come on tonight because tomorrow we've all got scheduling conflicts. So we'll probably end up doing something maybe on Tuesday. Wednesday, we're going to be at the parade. So it's going to be a lot of fun talking about the Chiefs, talking about, back-to-back Super Bowl titles in the most improbable of fashion. Patrick Mahomes. Now, I want this to register through 2 touchdown passes in this game. 1 to MVS, 2 to McCole Hardman to win the game. If anybody had that on their parlay or their prop bet, they would have won millions of dollars.
My wife listened to me when she put in the bet. I told her, and nobody want to listen to me. Hey, it is what it is.
So if anybody else wants the lottery numbers for this week, Powerball, whatever the heck they play in Missouri or Kansas, Hense, let's go.
Just ask Peter Schrager, man. He's the guy who predicted this game.
Never underestimate the heart of a champion.
Never. Listen, I'm at a loss. I thought I'd seen pretty much everything. And I never really felt panicked. But I'm going to be honest with you. I just didn't think they were going to win this football game. And I thought to myself, okay, Patrick leads the drive toward the end of the game where he missed a wide open Rashee Rice, could have won it in regulation, kicked a field goal, comes back in overtime. He converts a 4th and 1, a 3rd and 6, and a 3rd and 1, twice with his legs and once with Rice. And he puts him down at the end of the game. And what does Andy Reid do? The play was called Tom and Jerry, but it was pretty much similar to the plays that we saw last year in the Super Bowl with Kadarius Toney. McCole Hardman runs toward, fakes the motion, turns around. He's wide open. The Chiefs win. McCole Hardman says he goes blank. He didn't even know that was the game winner. He just thought it was a touchdown for the Chiefs. I don't know what to say about this kid, man. He is just
some of our panelists didn't know the full extent of the rules, Nick. So
we didn't know the full extent of the rules. Just to be clear, I thought
for sure if they don't score that, the game's over. The clock goes to 0 or whatever, and the game's over. But evidently, they get to continue.
Josh Allen.
They get to continue the entire possession.
They get to continue up to 4 quarters if the game is still tied. So the Chiefs would have continued the possession into the second overtime, and at the 3-yard line if they had run out the clock.
Right.
So the ball, and they would have switched fields and everything, but they would
again. Andy Reid's brain is working, thinking, "Hey, they're probably thinking the same thing. we've got him a little confused, and they looked as confused as the backfield of the Eagles did last year on that play. Because as soon as he like sprinted towards Patrick, everybody's moving around, and then when he went the other way, it was like, oh my God.
Yeah, this was
corn dog replay.
A corn dog part 2. The play was officially called Tom and Jerry. They changed it up a little bit this year. But of all the heroes, I mean, McCole Hardman.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd ever half.
Yeah, he made the big play.
Looking at my phone. I'm getting messages back and forth about the game, about the covering the parade and what to do. So, hey guys, we are live in effect. Hey, well, before we get good into the take, guys. You know what I mean? Be good in the take. This is Lou. If everybody new to Bowtie Sports,
Lou Montagna.
This is Nick. So because they on Bowtie Sports platform also. So we are partners in this crime of a sports game. What we doing here, and also a shout out to Newmar Hunt. You know what I mean? Rest her soul. She couldn't be there, but they got the trophy for her. Yes, they brought it home.
They brought it home.
They brought it home for her.
It's just absolutely unbelievable. This is the craziest time that we're ever going to be witnessing as a Chiefs fan. Patrick Mahomes has now in 6 seasons won 3 Super Bowls. He has played in 6 AFC championship games. He defeated the 4 best teams in the National Football League in the Dolphins, the Bills, the Ravens, and now the 49ers in an unbelievable path with 2 of those games on the road. He's the greatest quarterback I've ever seen. I'm ready to anoint him the GOAT. He will break Tom Brady's record. There's no question. And if I'm a free agent, if I'm a wide receiver, because this wide receiver room is going to get blown up. It's going to be Rashee Rice and probably Justin Watson, maybe, and that's it. Everything else is gone.
They got to keep give Nico Hartman another chance, man.
I don't know. I don't know. Let him go out a hero. He's got 3 Super Bowl rings in Kansas City, so I'm all for it. But
God bless him. He made the plays when they needed him. I mean, after that fumble on the goal line against Baltimore, you think he's never going to see the light of day again.
Yeah.
But welcome in, everybody. If you knew, welcome in, everybody. Nice to see all these numbers here.
Shout out to Ken St. Clair, Frank the Greek up in Toronto.
That's right.
Nice to see you. We got Rich Greenway Dream Vacation. Wow. Rich, we need to talk to you about a sponsorship, man.
Yes, Rich. We need to be one of our sponsors. Absolutely.
All right. So a little personal note here. I never wear jerseys. Okay. Right. I never wear a jersey.
Right.
So it's halftime. And I tell my daughter, I said, okay, they got the field goal at the end of the half. If they don't score on the first possession of the second half, we're changing shirts. We swap shirts. So you're welcome, Kansas City. We brought it home for you.
I took my lucky sweatshirt off that has been undefeated since the Bengals game. I took it off and I put my Lenny Dawson t-shirt on in the second half. And of course the Chiefs won because that's what I did last time. When they were down last year, 10 points at halftime, I put on my Lenny Dawson t-shirt. So
I bought this jersey since Patrick Mahomes got drafted. It ain't never been washed. It's been in my closet.
I don't want to know, man. That's you and your wife, man.
I wear it every game. My wife said, "You going to wash that jersey?" I said, "Hey, he ain't lost. He's been on the road, man. I'm not taking. I got a personal Mahomes jersey, a second one, but you know, Tyreek Hill. I got a lot of jerseys in that, but again, man, this is unbelievable, man. To see this happening. Patrick Mahomes looked to me as he was Kobe Bryant. In that moment, I felt like it was a Kobe Bryant moment to me. That he went down the court. He did what he did. The game was on the line. He hit the game-winning shot to Nicole Hardman in a corner. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Mahomes in this new era. I don't want to hear no more Josh Allen. I don't want to hear no more Joe Burrow. I don't want to hear no more of those other quarterback talk. But again, one guy that surprised me this game that had me on the edge of my seat, Brock Purdy. He is not no game manager. He played his butt off. I will give you that. I will give him that.
He did. I mean, he had a good night. I mean, he had a good first half and he had a great first quarter. Ended up 23 of 38, 255 yards, a touchdown. He did get sacked. He did get sacked a few times. Christian McCaffrey, 80 yards, receiving 80 yards, running 160 yards total. After that, they didn't really do much. Debo Samuel's 3 for 33. Ayuk 3 for 49. Juwan Jennings was the hero. Threw the touchdown pass, 4 for 42. I mean, it's just, and then there's Mr. Magic, Patrick Mahomes, 34 46, 333 yards and 66 yards of rushing. So it's 399 yards of total offense. Of course, he won his third Super Bowl MVP. He's going to Disneyland tomorrow. Be on Jimmy Kimmel tomorrow night. Be back in Kansas City on Tuesday. After partying all night tonight. And Wednesday there'll be the parade in Kansas City, which we're gonna be there. So again, I marvel at this thing. I'm shocked. I'm watching the game with my mother-in-law and my wife in the man cave. I'm in my lucky spot, and those two are curled up like they're at the edge of their seats.
Did you scare them at any point?
I must have. So I got up and I just kind of did. I do it when I'm nervous. I pace. I go behind the couch. And I just pace back and forth. I turn around. I don't want to look at the TV. And I turn back around for the play. It works. I'm 2 for 2 in that scenario, the last 2 Super Bowls. I'm very, very superstitious. But it was just a great game. And then my mother-in-law, God love her, she kept saying to me, why are they running Pacheco in the same spot up the middle where he gets stuffed every down?
Right.
I didn't have an answer for her.
Just softening him up, softening up that middle, man.
Yeah, I guess they're just trying to do that. So, she made some really good points. She just kept saying it every time Pacheco got the ball.
Yep, we up to 17 shares right now. Thank you guys for all the shares, man. Thank you guys for putting it out there. But keep sharing away. Dre is not on here because he's a Chiefs hater. But again, so we're gonna have Nick be the honor of Dre. So you're gonna read John's statement. So what did John say in the chats, Nick? I put it.
Well, I think John. His first comment was Mahomes won his third Super Bowl by 3 points. That's amazing. He had 333 yards, and an address to the stadium was 333 Al Davis Way. That's crazy. As far as Hardman goes, he mentioned he motioned the corn dog play. Mahomes rolled out. Remind me of the sprint right option play that Henny hit Hill against Cleveland in the playoffs. Pretty similar, though Tyreek just kind of went out in the flat, so it was a little bit different. And then our good friend Frank just puts it in every way. I'm hammered.
Beautiful.
So all good, man. We have no judgment on this show.
What you drink? With 4 guys in a bar, what you drinking on?
What you drinking, man?
The Crown Royal is flowing in Toronto. I'll give you that much.
Oh,
Frank, you can confirm, but I got a strong sense it's all Crown Royal all day. It was just amazing. It didn't look like, at the beginning of the game, I don't know if Patrick was off a little bit. I know the rest of the team was off a little bit. Not clicking, but at the end of the day, like you said, Nick, you read off his statistics and it's like, what?
Wow. How do you get
so again, it's just amazing. And I still, in the back of my mind, I got to believe this is still in its infancy stages. You got so many young players on this team. This was supposed to be the year that you got Patrick. The big cap number now. You couldn't keep Tyreek Hill. Well, Tyreek Hill's gone. They won 2 Super Bowls back to back. I mean, that's it's OMDB. That's all it is. Over my dead body. It's just not happening. On that 4th and 1. I'm telling my daughter, if there's green grass, he's going. I don't. Andy Reid doesn't like calling quarterback sneaks, but if Patrick sees green grass, he's going. So it's just there's not enough words or adjectives to describe what that kid's doing.
Yeah, I think Warren Sharp, with Sharp Football, put a thing out and maybe we'll put this up on the show on Tuesday. The scariest part about the Super Bowl, this is supposed to be a year to knock off the Chiefs. Mahomes was the most expensive cap hit at 37. His offensive line was weakened. His wide receiver was a rookie. They played 6 straight games at a rested advantage from week 12 to 17.
Right.
The only team that had to do that in history. They had to play in Germany. They didn't get a first-round bye. They had to play on the road in the divisional round as an underdog. They had to play on the road in the conference championship as an underdog. They were underdogs in the Super Bowl and were losing by double digits. It was the toughest path to a Super Bowl based on strength of opponent ever, and he still won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, it's overwhelming and overmounting odds that it just goes to show you that the Chiefs are the best football team out there. And this picture, I love that picture. I'm going to get him to sign this picture because I think even he was in disbelief. He had to, in the end, with 1 minute and 51 seconds to go, drive the length of the field to at least get a field goal. He did that. He had to go the length of the field to either get a tying field goal or get a touchdown, and where he had a 4th and 1, a 3rd and 6, and I think a 3rd and 2 that he converted.
But do you think there was anybody in that stadium that thought for 1 second he wasn't going to do that? I mean, we marvel at the way he did it, but you know that Shanahan in the back of his mind is thinking, we needed a touchdown there.
But then why not go for the?
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised he didn't go for it.
Yeah. It made no.
Welcome, man, Monica. Thanks for the Super Bowl champs, and we up to 32 shares right now. So thank you guys.
Appreciate that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
TMZ Todd is the accountant tonight.
Guys. We appreciate everybody.
Me and Nick came in confused. I said, we would team up together. So you would start seeing this show more on Bow Tie Sports page also. So these are the guys I've been talking about on Bow Tie Sports page all the time. Nick and Lou, they the guys from the Chiefs Blitz. So if you're coming from the Bow Tie Sports page, please go ahead and follow.
We're for the Bow Tie Sports crew. We're just the OWGs, right?
Yeah, that's right.
If you don't know Nick is from Nick. He go ahead. He's world.
He's I'm old school.
I know.
Well, I appreciate that. I've been doing this a long, long time. I've been a writer for 30 years. Ran Warpaint Illustrated for those who don't know who I am. We started Chiefs Blitz in June, July. Got really kicked it off in August. Met with Hense. I've known Lou on social media for a while. We just decided we just wanted to do something fun and entertaining. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We have a lot of fun. And for a guy like me who retired from writing a few years ago to come back and be part of what we're witnessing with the Mahomes era and the Andy Reid era. I mean, now it's all, can they three-peat? Are you going to bet against him? I'm not. I'm placing the next time I'm in the state of Kansas. I'm betting the futures bet. I'm putting $100 down, whatever the odds are, and I'm gonna take the Chiefs. But again, we appreciate the new people. Definitely check out our YouTube channel at Chiefs Blitz, our website chiefsblitz.com, and. Anyway, so back to this game. Lou, you mentioned it. Hence, you never gave up. But you did say something I thought was interesting. Did anybody in the stands not think that Patrick Mahomes was going to pull this off? I thought, how is he going to do this 2 drives in a row?
Yeah.
And especially when they're running the ball up the middle and getting crushed. And I'm thinking, is he really that good? I turned to my wife and I said, is he really this good? Is he really this magical? Is he really this special?
Yes. every time he's doubted, he just answers the bell. And I think he just takes it every one of these situations so personally, and that he is going to will the team. He got, he got Kelsey going. I don't know if it was when Greenlaw got hurt or what happened in their defense or whatever, but now all of a sudden you get Travis rolling and Noah Gray's making catches. MVS, scores the touchdown. I don't know what the hell he was thinking on that one play where he just didn't fall down and like it's thrown for a lot. But
and they overcame that.
But he caught the ball, so that was a big win. And then just McCall was the biggest surprise to me when on that deep one he tracked it, he caught it. I don't care the Pacheco fumbles on the next play or whatever. McCall caught the ball. So that was kind of a foreshadowing of things to come later on. And just, it's over my dead body. And it just at every turn, you just see him do it over and over again. It's different ways. It's not the big plays over the top to Tyreek. Doesn't matter. We'll dink and dunk you. He had plenty of time. He had timeouts. And San Francisco's defense felt like, hey, if we can just slow them down, they won't score. Bang, bang, bang. It was like
that's what I'm telling you guys.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
If you see when Mahomes got the ball back, my son said, "Dang, you see them crying on the sideline, Daddy? The game ain't over." They had the towels of the 49ers players had the loss of like the soul. They knew it was happening. They seen what was happening, and they just was like the person that had open having open surgery, and the anesthesia didn't kick in. You know what I mean? And they was feeling every cut of it.
Hence, they saw Patrick walk out on the field in the Grim Reaper outfit. They saw the big sickle or whatever the hell that thing is, and the hat and the whole thing, and they're like, "That's it, we're done."
They see that. They see the helmet.
We're done.
It was the helmet. The helmet came alive, and they knew that. Hey, at that moment, this kid is unbelievable. Hey, I haven't seen nothing like it. And when I seen him go down, I was witnessing. I was like, I said 4th and 1. I said they better not put this ball. Mahomes ain't letting them take this ball out of his hand. 4th and 1. He gonna live and die on this. If I lose the Super Bowl in my terms, not on Pacheco slipping on the ground, not somebody dropping the ball. It's gonna be me, the reason that we lose this game, and I can live with that. And that's what champions do. That's what Tom Brady do. That's what Jordan do. That's what Kobe do. That's what LeBron do. That's what Stephen Curry do. Tim Duncan, them guys like that. Tiger Woods, them guys like that. Even NASCAR, Devin Hart, you know what I mean? Even those guys at that moment knows that in this moment, I got to live and die with this game on the line. I'm not letting nobody else take this ball out of my hand or this opportunity out of my hand and let it take from me. Like Nick, I called Nick. He was like, I don't know. I had to put my phone on do not disturb because I was like, I don't want the energy. I don't want
our vaunted leader say, quote, "I'm not feeling it."
I'm not sure he wanted to take my phone call at that point. I was just like, I called him up.
But you got to, when you have like this type of talented on your team, this type of generation talent, it's nothing you can't say. You like, I ain't saying nothing till the clock strikes zero. The clock strikes zero, and he struck.
He did.
Twice.
Good point. Hey, good call here, Kent St. Clair. J. Watt came up big too. Justin Watson, a couple of big catches.
He did.
Good call. Yep, he sure did.
And for your late night crew, you hanging in here, man. Again, we up to 40 shares now. Thank everybody for
good call. There you go. Keep that tally coming. I feel like I'm on a telethon here.
Yeah, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please.
Also, I want to give a shout out to the guys on all the Chiefs pages that share all the stuff that comes out on the page, man. I want to thank you guys for continuing to do that. This is a new group that I tell you guys I was a part. Just continue to share away, man. Just continue to share away. We all brothers here, and we all love the Chiefs. So at the end of the day, we missing one person right now. We all know. He said he have a headache. He didn't want to come on the show. He didn't want to come on the show because he didn't want to hear the nonsense from me. He didn't want to hear Nick. He didn't want to hear Dre. But at the end of the day, we gonna have to. He was gonna have to hear it anyway. He gonna hear it Tuesday. But the guys, what are you looking for this parade? Right? Remember, I told you last beginning. I said I was jumping the gun. I said, hey, if the Chiefs win this game, this is going to be the biggest parade
Yeah.
Yeah, you normally correct everybody.
They've already
not
closed
if,
the schools.
when.
They have already
Yeah.
closed down schools for Wednesday. It's just absolutely crazy.
And it's crazy that the Chiefs is underdogs this playoffs, man.
Yep.
And when you have 15 and Cal, you know what I mean, like he said, man,
right.
You can't deny it, man. This guy is you know, he's a great player. But again, everybody doubted him, and everybody continued to
I think Patrick's quote the best. The Kansas City Chiefs are never underdogs.
Never underdogs. But what I knew when I knew the game was over, Luke and Nick, when I knew the game was over, if you go back and watch that mention of the stadium, well, he was doing this. Bring all the
when he walked in.
Bring all the booze. I said, oh man, they done woke up a monster. I said, it's
but it took a while for the monster to awaken. Let's be honest with you, because
it was.
Patrick did not look good in the first half. Even the play to Hardman, he had Travis Kelce wide open, and who knows what Travis would have done with the ball at that point. But nonetheless,
Rasheed Rice was already open. The game could have been.
Rasheed was open to win the game at the end of regulation, and he and Mahomes. I mean, we haven't even talked about it. I mean, he and Mahomes got into it in the sidelines. Travis Kelce on the play right after the fumble with Pacheco bumped Andy Reid, about knocked him on his ass, because he just said, listen, when you do that formation, people are going to think that, they're going to run the ball. And he goes, I can score a touchdown on that spot. So they really, they didn't play well. The defense kind of held them together. The second half, the fourth quarter, Brock Purdy was special. I put him now in the top 5-6 quarterbacks probably, but he had to take his lumps. And that's kind of why I always thought that the Chiefs would win this football game, all during the last couple of weeks. I looked at Purdy and he was great, in the most of the first half. But in that third quarter, when they had that lead, he just didn't know he just couldn't make the plays. And I think they punted 3 times or 4 times.
Well, you got to give the Chiefs defense some credit. They were they were balling for the most part.
But they kept trying to throw the football instead of running the ball in that third quarter. And I think that's ultimately what kind of did, man. But you're right, the Chiefs defense, we haven't talked about it. I mean, just amazing. They held them to 22 points. And that offense was clicking. And it was just impressive. I mean, the second half, they gave up 12 points. It's the most they've given up in how long in the second half? It's just, you're looking at overtime as well. But, those guys were balling on defense. And, Nick Bolton, you look at his stats, he had 13 tackles. And, I don't think he played a great game. I think there were definitely some missed opportunities. And then I forgot, he had that broken, he's got the cast. He's got a cast on his arm, and
he's missed a couple of balls where he normally would probably catch. I mean, you got to give him a little credit. I mean, it's a cast. I mean, if it's hitting that hand, it's not gonna. He's not gonna like catch them all. But I mean, McDuffie made plays. I mean, Snead kind of lost it there for a second, on the penalty.
Not his best game.
But other than that, he was hitting people. He was, he was making his presence felt. Justin Reed made some good plays. Mike Edwards knocking a few balls away. Watson. So, I mean, I give them all the credit. Give them all the credit in the world.
You know who the superstar of the defense was for me tonight? Mike Pennell, defensive tackle.
He was stuffing that running down in some plays there in the second
tackles. Half. He had his hand. I think it was his hand that was up that on the extra point. I mean, missing that extra point was huge.
That
was probably one of the biggest moments in the game.
Yeah, because on the 16-13, the Chiefs probably end up going for it on 4th and 3.
Yeah, they probably aren't winning that. They may not win that football game. I'm not going to say not, because Patrick Mahomes probably would have figured it out. Because it would have been 4-down territory every drive. And again, you go back to the game and the officiating I thought was solid. I thought Kyle Shanahan did about everything he could to win that football game. And I think the CBS guys said, Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy didn't lose that football game. Patrick Mahomes just simply won it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think that's how you have to look at it. So for the 49ers, he's still got another year before he's getting paid. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all shakes out.
They can't
extend
him until after the third year.
Right. And they got a lot of free agents next year. The Chiefs have a lot of free agents next year.
We'll be talking a lot about that.
We'll be talking about a lot of that. For those that don't know, that's in the off seasons where we have them. We have a lot of fun, and we're gonna break down the moves. Right now, it's going to be about the glory of winning back-to-back Super Bowls, the parade, and then we'll get into why T. Higgins will be a Chief next year and who they're going to draft and all these things.
But again, I also got to pick up a nice pick. I know you said, you can't forget about 92. 92 came out there. He filled some gaps. He played a good game. Also, he played a great game coming from the Raiders. When the Raiders gave him away, won a Super Bowl in the Raiders Stadium, and he got to start in his old stadium. And he got a knockdown pass that they got knocked down too. So he played a good game. It's Terrell, right? Farrell.
Neil Farrell.
Yeah. Farrell. Yeah. Neil Farrell got, he had a big stop. He had a pass deflection.
FAU made some plays.
And FAU made a terrific play.
Yeah.
That was a key time in the game too.
Tackle for loss. I think he had a batted ball as well.
Yeah. I mean, so again,
now Raider fans, how can you say the Chiefs are never lost in your stadium and they raised a Lombardi trophy in your stadium?
John Elway delivered it to the stage. That was just rich.
The most disrespect. Oh man. But again, before we get any further in the show, let's get our other sponsors some love.
All right. Let's talk about our good friend, Mr. Dave Purdy with Supreme. Dave is a good friend. Not related to Brock Purdy, so it's okay. You got to give Brock Purdy some respect, but you got to give Dave Purdy a lot of respect as well. He is the guy that puts the numbers together, makes sure that he finds the right mortgage solution for you and your family. He has done that for me and my wife. We found a house. He got us financing. Now we're going through the process of getting to the closing period, doing inspections and things like that. But you got to have someone who knows what the market is. Interest rates are coming down. House prices are relatively stable. Gas prices are going up, so that generally means there's going to be a lowering of rates. But you want someone who can work with you, whether you're a 1099 employee or a W-2 employee. You just have to make sure you find the right mix. So give Dave a call at 816-405-5831. We love Dave because he is pretty good. Yes.
But again, guys, man, I appreciate all the love. I appreciate the sharing and everything. And also, what everybody said in the comments, Nick, I know Dre do that, so he's not here. So.
All right, I got you covered. Ken Sinclair said that Watson had a good game. Vincent, spicy Super Bowl, like DC. I love him. Ken said San Francisco inexplicably went away from the run for quite a while, just like the previous three opponents. Again, that's a head scratcher. And Marilee, probably the most positive fan that we have on the YouTube show. When Patrick started running, I knew we were going to win the game. When Patrick started running and he wasn't running for his life and these were designed plays, they took a page out of the Josh Allen playbook because they saw that they were key. Again, maybe my mother-in-law was wrong. Maybe they were just setting up the 49ers defense by having Pacheco kept slamming into the defensive line and not getting a whole lot of production. And it opened up the run game for Mahomes. And, again, it's just what's make this kid special. He doesn't quit. I mean, guys, I don't think he's going to lose. He's not going to lose another Super Bowl game for the rest of his career.
And he's only 28.
He's 28 years old. He's already agreed to lower his cap number next year, which could save another $30 million. I guarantee you there are at least 5 or 6 free agents that have already texted him and said, "Hey, man, I want to be there." I mean, listen, I'm done. I'm not going to the Bills. I'm not going to the Bills. I'm not going to the Bengals. I'm not going to the Eagles. And the Eagles are a joke now. I mean, Nick Sirianni has just ruined that football team. You know, I'm not going to go to San Francisco.
Hassan Reddick's asking for a trade.
He wants a trade.
He's got a big cap number, but still,
yeah.
I mean, that's just,
well, you know, he's very undersized as a pass rusher. You know, when you're in the 230s, 235s, makes it really difficult. But they paid him a lot of money.
Yeah.
Again, you just keep building and building, and you keep coming up with ways to. There's no way this kid can keep doing it. He's 28. Well, Andrew Luck retired when he was 30, but he didn't win much, you know. And Patrick is like, I'm 28, and he said it afterwards. You know, I think to Chris Berman at ESPN, he basically said that, you know, this was the sweetest, and he did it with the least amount of talent around him, and this just doesn't happen. Even Michael Jordan. I mean, Michael Jordan had Pippen, okay, you know, but I look at like Wayne Gretzky. You know, Gretzky had Luc Robitaille. You know, was kind of the enforcer dude in hockey, but you just keep changing the personnel around him. And you know what's scary is this team is going to be so much better next year because Brett Veach, who got crucified all year long about a quote unquote number one receiver, he's going to get a number one receiver this offseason because agents aren't going to be playing him for bigger dollars to play for teams that don't have a chance to win. And that's the difference.
We may have a number one receiver.
Stop it, Nick.
You know what I mean?
We need a 1A, a 2.
You know who's going to play on the other side of Rasheed Rice? And I want that rookie ball there from you, Nick. I want you to get me that rookie ball for Rasheed Rice because you know what? You know what? I done kept you believing all season that you like.
Did. I doubted. I mean, I have doubted this team multiple times. You know, I have a pretty good sense of these things, you know, because I've been around this game a long time, and I can even though there's a lot of coach speak and a lot of players speak that goes on, you know, during the week, there are still enough tidbits there if you're really paying attention as to what the state of the team was. And I'll share this with you. I was buddy of mine was doing a live show this morning. I was on for about 30 minutes. And afterwards he said, you know, I just had the 49ers guy on. And I've known this guy a long time. And he goes, they're scared. They knew they'd had to play a perfect game to beat the Chiefs.
They almost did.
I was on Dr. Roto's show yesterday on NFL or Sirius Radio, and he asked me what the keys of the game was, and I said, Mike Shanahan has to outfox Steve Spagnuolo, and
from the stands.
I'm sorry, Kyle Shanahan. McCaffrey had to go off and get $160, $170, and
it's late, Lou. It's late.
Brock Purdy
it's later for me, okay? That's why
it is.
I got it. I'm in the East.
And Brock Purdy had to play the perfect game. And I think McCaffrey win 160 total yards. I think Shanahan had the best of Spags for a lot of this football game. There were some stretches where the Chiefs defense just shut them down, but there was the lack of blitzing really bothered me and concerned me that they weren't more aggressive with Brock Purdy. So, you know, and at the end of the day, Mahomes just said, I don't care about any of that. And, you know, they played as close to the best game they possibly could have to beat the Chiefs. It was very similar to what Buffalo played one of its better games, I think, against Kansas City in the playoffs. But it doesn't matter to Patrick Mahomes. And it clearly doesn't matter that his tackles were terrible for the most part in pass coverage. You know, they were not good in this game. You know, Kelsey had 1 yard and 1 reception at halftime.
Right.
I mean, you just keep looking at all these things. The Chiefs only had 3 total points.
Well, I think Niner fans might take exception to that because
welcome man Tom Hood.
Kittle was a non-factor. I mean, he may have, I don't know how well he blocked today, but he really wasn't a factor. Debo really wasn't a factor.
No.
Ayuk caught a couple of balls, so they got to be looking at it like, what the hell? I mean, we've got this, semi-rookie quarterback, and our stars didn't show up outside of McCaffrey.
No, they didn't.
So regardless of whether they were the Chiefs were blitzing or not, which I think they ended up, bringing some type of pressure, at least 50% of the dropbacks, it's still, they have to look at it like, what the hell? These guys didn't show up. So I don't know. Shanahan, dialing up play, whatever. Those guys didn't make the plays that were there. Like you said, 15 was 15. Juwan Jennings was an issue, and McCaffrey.
He was the hero.
And then Juszczyk made a couple of plays. But other than that, I think they had a pretty good plan. I mean, they pretty much shut down the stars.
Yep. Yep. No, they did. And, McDuffie had a big, a blitz in the fourth quarter that, stopped the drive. And I think he could have had that. He could have had that interception.
He almost had the pick. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been a pick six because he was off his feet. But
even if he gets it, I would have taken it.
Yeah, no, I definitely would have taken it. But again, I'm sitting here, I'm just marveling at these statistics, and it's just amazing to me.
You really are taking Dre's spot.
Everybody inboxing me, asking where Dre at, and we got people on here asking where's Dre at. Dre has got a headache from hearing me talk about Patrick Mahomes all weekend. He don't want to come on the show and face me. He don't want to face me. He don't want to hear what I have to say about Mr. Joe Burrow and everybody else. But again, can y'all say this? It's crazy that Nico Hartman has more rings than Tyreek Hill. I'm just not trying to throw shots. I'm just saying. But again, look, the guys are, looking out there and seeing that, like you said before, Mahomes is doing this with MVS, Nico Hartman. They led the lead in drops. They're doing it with rookie receivers. What other free agent wide receiver ain't gonna want to come and play with the Chiefs? The one that wants to be paid top dollar. And you're gonna get sick of hearing me say that. You probably already are. Is that there may be a line, but at a certain point they want to get paid big money too. So I don't know that that's in there. That's really in the budget right now. I think they really, really want to bring Chris Jones and Snead back. And if that's the case, that's gonna gobble up. No matter how much Patrick lowers his number, it's gonna gobble up a lot of money.
Lowering Patrick's cap space will cover getting Jones and Snead under contract.
So we'll see.
But again, for those who haven't listened to the show before, until Chris Jones fires the Katz brothers, there's no chance in hell he's getting a contract with the Chiefs. I just don't see it. A Snead. They are working on a contract extension with him. I know this to be true. Now, whether or not they can make the numbers work remains to be seen. Because we discussed on the show about a couple of months ago what the cap hit could be for contract years, and there's a lot of contract years undefeated for this football team. I mean, you got Clyde Edwards-Helaire as a free agent, McCole Hardman.
Do you bring Drew back? Do you bring Mike Edwards back?
Yeah.
Now, the one thing is
Eric McKinnon, Richie James, you got Mike Edwards, you've got Pennell, you've got Willie Gay, you got Chris Jones, you got Snead, you got Mike Dana, you got Drew Tranquil, you got Neil Farrell. No, they got Neil Farrell for a couple years. Tershawn Wharton, I think, and Malik Herring's a free agent. I mean, they got. Richie James is a free agent. Tommy Townsend's a free agent. No,
seriously, Tommy had one of the best games of.
That was the best game.
He was nails today. I mean, we didn't mention him. You rarely talk about punters, but he was on point every kick. Seriously, I mean that was as far as punters go, that was a great performance. In terms of like with Willie Gay and Drew Tranquil, it might be an either or situation. I don't know that they bring both of them back. So I guess depends on who takes the deal.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, neither of them had a great game tonight.
I thought they both played pretty well. And Willie showed off his wheels, running some of those plays down because otherwise
Leo Chanel played his butt off though.
That was the best I've seen.
Was really good. Yeah, he was all over the field. I mean, seriously, I don't know if there's anybody on the defense that you can say didn't have a very good game. You might say Chris Jones didn't, have his sack or multi-sack game, but he influences the line. He didn't have one of his best games.
He made the biggest play of the game in overtime when he hit Brock Purdy,
pushing the pocket,
pushing the pocket back. I mean, he just showed up. He was pretty animated out there as well. And, and when the defense wasn't playing well, he got him focused, but he made the biggest play of the game. He made the biggest play game.
Did he get another $1 million for winning?
He got, for the championship game. He got
not the Super Bowl?
No, it was to win the AFC title game. They didn't tie it.
Okay, I thought maybe there was another one.
Patrick Mahomes got $1.1 million bonus.
All right, guys. Let's get right back in the chat. What everybody sent in the chat?
All right, so let's talk about Tom Hood. What a game. Absolutely, Tom. It was incredible. Merrill Lee commenting about Patrick Mahomes. He's our alien unicorn quarterback. He's like a phenom that has never been seen before. It's a beautiful thing. We're blessed to have him. Tom, again, my blood pressure was through the roof. Bang, bang, no Niner rang from Merrill Lee.
Wow.
And St. Clair. No sacks for Jones, but good pressure. So, hey, I'm all for that. They did everything they had to do, to win this football game. It wasn't pretty. And maybe after going on the road for 2 straight weeks and having 2 weeks off and just really being hyped up in practice, the 49ers came out and just smashed them in the mouth and kept smashing them until they finally figured out a way that, it's time for us to be the bully again. Yep. Excuse me. Patrick Mahomes found a way to get it done. And, thanks to, this, me, I'm a sentimental sap. This was for Norma Hunt, the wife of the founder of the AFL and the original founder of the Kansas City Chiefs, Lamar Hunt. This was also Super Bowl number 58. And I'm thinking DT. Paul Rudd, the actor, Ant-Man, all those great shows, wore the 58 tonight on before the game. He was on the field with it, honoring Derek Thomas. So I think for both of these guys, both of them, it's great to see them looking down and being a part, which is history. The Kansas City Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champions for the first time since 2003, 2004, when the New England Patriots did it. And they can now have a chance to be the first three-peat winner in Super Bowl history. For those that don't know, next year's Super Bowl is in the Big Easy in New Orleans, Louisiana. And if you've not been to New Orleans, I will be there too.
Book your rooms now.
If you have not been to New Orleans, Louisiana, it is the craziest, strangest, most fun place you can go outside of Las Vegas. It's absolutely amazing. But now that's the talk. And I think you look at this football team, all the deficiencies, all the mistakes, bad coaching, drops, guys aren't focused. Patrick Mahomes blowing up, Travis Kelce blowing up, guys that just we couldn't see how dysfunctional it was at times. And yet,
so all those times Coach Reed kept saying we're just a tick off. It's the drops, it's the penalties. If we can get that fixed, we're right there. And
it was a few more ticks than that, but yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Was it Patrick that said it? He goes, this game was like a microcosm of the season because it was like it started out not so good. There was, a lot of mistakes. And they just kept overcoming. And the defense kind of held them in it. I mean, even though it looked like San Francisco might have scored more than 10 points in the first half, they didn't. They only had 10, right?
Yeah.
So you let them hang around. And again, the Reapers coming for you. And that's why they were crying on the sideline, heads.
Right.
Well,
I feel like when I watched it, it's like this picture. I got to get it framed. This in the Green Ripper, the crack helmet picture.
Yeah.
It's like when shout out to Michael Jordan. We lost his dad. It seemed like that same pose Michael Jordan had when he had his hands on his head after that big championship and after his dad passed, and it's like the same pose. And Mahomes is doing this for our city, and it's crazy that we was in a 50-year drought. We was that Chiefs fan that sit on the couch every year and say the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, and people are laughing. And we say the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, and people continue to laugh at it.
Yeah.
And then now they're getting tired of seeing us. They hate us. They hate us because we great. Now the Kansas City is admitting the map. They hate us because they tired of seeing a lot of Kansas City.
You've arrived when everybody starts to hate you, and any little thing turns into like it's just horrible for the league. Taylor Swift is killing the league. We were sick of seeing the Chiefs. This is it. They're done. They're done. And they're not. Like I'm going to repeat myself. This is still in the infancy stages. These guys are young players. They're going to continue to add talent. Health is the only thing that's really in the way. And not that they're going to win every single year, but they're going to be in contention every single year.
I'm going to give props to Patrick Mahomes for having a dad bod and winning 2 Super Bowls back-to-back.
God bless him.
God bless him, man. For us dads out there, it's like, I get it. I understand it. I totally do. And this kid is just, I'm running out of words. I'm running out of things to say because I'm like, I am honest. I mean, I am a true fan, but I have been around long enough to say, okay, when is that shoe going to drop? Well, you know what? It may drop, and then not drop till he turns 35 or 40. So for the next 3 years or 4 years that we're going to watch Mahomes in basically the prime of his career, in the sweet spot, he's at 3 Super Bowl titles now.
3 MVPs.
In the next 4 years, I will say he's going to win 2 more. I'll just be conservative. That he'll win 2 out of the next 4. That puts him at 5. He's only 2 away from chasing Brady, and he'll be 33 years old.
Check that jewelry box, man. He got 4 AFC championships, right? He got 2 elite MVPs.
You see, Mrs. Reed was wearing the past 2 Super Bowl rings tonight. Mrs. Reed
see that? She was on fire with her jewelry tonight. That's for darn sure.
Yeah,
I can only imagine what the
was there a security guard there?
Yeah, I'm sure there was.
So we're gonna get ready for the parade on Wednesday. We'll be back Tuesday.
We'll do a show Tuesday. We're not gonna do Monday. We're gonna come back Tuesday at noon. And we'll definitely break this down. We want to enjoy this as well. We are fans after all. I'm gonna have a column up on ChiefsBlitz.com here in a few minutes, and another one tomorrow. And we're just gonna enjoy this. We're gonna dissect it. We're gonna look a lot in the off season, but between now and Wednesday, guys, let's just enjoy the ride. We are in the golden nectar of Chiefs football, and the NFL gods love us. The fans hate us. We are the New England Patriots. We are a dynasty. We are all those things that we were so hateful for and jealous in New England and in San Francisco and in Dallas and in Pittsburgh. Guess what? That's us now. And as long as Patrick Mahomes is a quarterback of the Chiefs and any rumors of Andy stepping down, I think are pretty much done. Same with Travis Kelce. Because all Travis is going to talk about in the offseason, and I guarantee you he said it in the locker room tonight after the game. Guys, enjoy this. Let's party. Let's have a good time with the parade. But come Thursday, we're back at it because we're going to be the first 3P champion in the history of the NFL, and they'll have everybody gunning for them next year, and they're going to be a much better team. The division's got Harbaugh now. You've got some good coaches there. You've got some good coaches in the AFC. You got more good coaches, now in the NFC. But man, oh man, this is just enjoy it. enjoy it. Lou and I, we had that 5-year, 50-year gap. 50-year gap between Super Bowls.
Long time.
Hence, he goes back to the Andrew Luck loss. Before that, it's just a matter of what you read in the history books. I love Brody, man.
Tyler and all those guys.
Let's do a show that's completely devoted to ACC quarterbacks that the Chiefs drafted over the years.
A lot of them. I will say this before you mentioned Brody Croyle. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. There are two guys that I've seen with the strongest arms, and he was one for sure. His arm strength was something I'd never quite seen before. And Steve
Herm always said Brody can spin it.
Steve DeBerg was the other. Steve DeBerg had a rocket arm. Patrick has got a good arm and he could fire it, but man, I'm telling you, when you can cut wind.
Cole Harmon tonight when he dropped right into the. I was like, dang, that was a dime.
That was a dime, man. So hey, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs going back to back. Congratulations to MVS, who had a big touchdown catch. He's been through a lot this year.
Again in the playoffs.
And he's I'm kind of warming up to the possibility maybe he comes back next year, because I think he learned of some valuable lessons this year. And props to McCole Hardman. He was Tyreek Hill's replacement, and he has 3 Super Bowl rings now. 3 for a guy that was supposed to be the replacement, and he had one of the better games of his career tonight.
Absolutely.
And it was just guys that you didn't think were going to step up, that Patrick Mahomes was going to trust and facilitate the ball to. They did it. And Chiefs are champs, man. 25-22 over the San Francisco 49ers. Back to back.
It's been 20 years, man. Come on.
Yeah. Before we close out, give a shout out to our sponsor one more time, Nick.
All right, let's definitely do it. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a trusted real estate advisor, give Eric a call at 816-729-3785. He is the guy that's going to walk you through the process of getting a house, buying or selling. He'll make sure that all the inspections are done properly, make sure all the contracts are done. He'll do whatever it takes once you find a house to get you to getting your keys and moving into family, as he's doing for me. He's also working with Hense. And also Mr. Dave Purdy with Supreme. Dave is the guy who's going to work the numbers. He's going to make sure that you get the right loan, whether you're 1099, where you're W-2, it doesn't matter. Give Dave Purdy a call at 816-405-5831. We love Dave because he is
pretty good.
He's all Purdy.
And disclaimer, no relation to Brock Purdy.
Oh, good call. Good call.
But guys, just get ready for Tuesday, and we have a parade. Again, the biggest parade is going to be in world history. You know what I mean? So get ready for it. Taylor Swift's going to be there.
Maybe.
She may get reposed to. We don't know.
I hope she's there because that means Thursday she and Travis are jetting off to Australia. I think that's the next leg of her tour. So I'm all for it, man.
She might even have a show that day.
Yeah, who knows? All right, guys, I want to thank everybody. Check out ChiefsBlitz.com. Check out our YouTube channel
at Chiefs Blitz. Hit subscribe. We're gonna start giving out a few things out of my personal sports collectibles, which is a vast well of stuff. Catalog.
What's that?
I said,
my catalog. I actually have everything cataloged, believe it or not. That's how much stuff I have. Anyway, I want to thank you guys. Lou, thank you for staying up. I know it's late and almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Or 2 o'clock.
It's actually almost 2 o'clock, but that's
2 o'clock in the morning. We appreciate
it's okay. I'll take
Hense,
it. I'll exchange
appreciate
that
you
for
staying in and not going out and partying.
We win.
We win. Chiefs, back-to-back Super Bowl champions.